Hey, I would greatly appreciate if you could support me. Simply go to ebay.com. In the search bar, type in Latrice Limited, click on shops, and then support me. I have a wide variety of items on there, many of my own personal Latrice Limited items such as candles, bath bombs, soaps, essential oil blends, all that. Even have men's ties and comic books. Definitely support me and do not forget to like and subscribe. And now let's get into this video. So we're going to talk about this Houston woman who is currently detained in Dubai, charged with screaming in public. Now I know a lot of y'all, if y'all were over there, half of y'all will already be up in the jails, okay, because of screaming in public. Now we're gonna get into this, and I'm gonna give my thoughts and opinions as we go along, okay? So it says Dubai is increasingly a vacation destination for a number of Houston women. Now, one is trying to get back to the Bayou City because we're told her passport has been confiscated because her mom says she's been charged with the crime of screaming in public. It also could result in prison time, so it was very scary, explains Alan's mom, Tina Baxter, who says the trip turned terrifying for her daughter, Tierra Young Allen, when she was a passenger in her friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Baxter says when her daughter went to the rental car company to retrieve her ID, credit cards, and other items left in the rental, it didn't go well. She found out she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. They never mention how much it is at all, obviously. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her, Baxter adds. And she says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back, resulting in her daughter being charged for screaming there in Dubai. She is in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In a country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time, explains community activist Quinnell X. Okay. Now, this is a very interesting story because one, this lady is actually a truck driver. So she was in Dubai for months. Okay. And she was, I believe she's been locked up for 2 months so far, but she's been in Dubai for months and she was a truck driver. Okay. So she was there, driving the truck, she's wearing her, skin tight bodycon dress, she looks nice, and all that. But here's the thing, Dubai, yes, a lot of TikTokers, Instagrammers, rich people. I have no interest in that country because it's like a weird fantasy. It's like a bougie fantasy, and it's not for me. But you have a lot of people who like it. But here's the thing, that people kind of just forget. It's a Muslim country, y'all. So yes, women have virtually no rights over there, okay? Or very little. So no, you are not going to see a Muslim woman getting her hand in his face, going like this and doing all this, calling him out his name and doing all this and doing that. You can't do that. They don't do that over there. Just like you're not going to see Muslim women even wearing what I'm wearing. You know what I mean? They're not doing that. I mean, it really depends on what Muslim country that you actually go to, because there are some, I believe it was Iran. It was a lady, and I did a video on it. There was a lady where she had her hijab on, but she had a little bit of hair showing. And, the cops, they beat her to death because of that, So when you go to these kind of countries, and this is also where it comes to a point where you have to understand the laws and the rules and just the etiquette of different places that you do tend to travel to, because not every place is going to be cool with your ratchet self, screaming and going like this and getting in his face and doing all this. They're not going to tolerate that, so that's one thing about this whole entire thing. And also looking at some of the images, I would say if you're working in Dubai, they must pay well for truck drivers. I don't know. But if you're working in Dubai, something that I do wonder is like, why was she not wearing the garb? Why was she not wearing, looser clothing and the hijab and all that? Why was she not looking Muslim? I'm not saying that you have to, but I just found that to be odd that she wasn't looking like that in any of these photos that she has taken. So the big question is, Are we going to have some kind of, extradition like what we had with Brittany Griner, for example, who was the black lesbian woman that was in Russia because she had, barely, it was hash oil, about that much. And then they tried to give her, I think they tried to give her like up to 20 years or some crazy amount over there. And then they end up bringing her back. Okay. Now, via our government. Now, the question is, would that same rule apply to her? I don't know, yo. I don't know, because it's different kinds of circumstances. One, that was Russia, and Americans, we always want to show like, oh, we better than them, we better than them. So let me go get my person out, even though they left the other guy that I believe was a Marine in there, but whatever with that. So I thought that was pretty odd. Also, we got the whole community behind Brittany Griner that you're not going to also have behind this lady. So there's two different kinds of things going on. And over there, you were just really fighting, just, hey, this person had, hash oil. But over here, you're going to be fighting against religion. Like, okay, well, you ain't supposed to be yelling, and you over here doing that. So there'll be a religious thing. So I don't know. I don't think that they would. You have to know your laws when you travel, and all that loud getting in people's faces. When was the last time you seen a Muslim woman getting into her Muslim man's face, yelling at him, calling him the N-word, doing whatever? You never seen it, and you never will, because that just is not something that they do. So I'm not blaming her, necessarily, but I mean, at the end of the day, there are consequences for this kind of stuff, and you just can't be in a Muslim country and you think like a Westerner and you act like you're a Westerner. You just can't do that.